Hello friends and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am doing a lot of better late than nevers right now. And today what we are working on is the Pieceful Baskets block number 6, the Ohio Star basket block. I have all of my pieces cut out right here, waiting on me to start on them. So let's just get into it. I have noticed, I kind of read the instructions a little bit, and I've noticed a lot of the instructions are coming more in pictures and not necessarily in instructions. So that's what we're working with today. So let's see if my mind can wrap around all of this now. So in our first step, what we are doing is making an hourglass set. So what we will be doing is taking our blue and our white and making this hourglass. We're going to make 2 of them. So what we do is we take our blue and our white, and I just have to kind of talk myself through it so I can understand how they go. So y'all are just going to see me kind of talking to myself and going through the motions on sewing these 2 together. And I hope everyone is doing fabulous today. I feel like I have probably turned the corner with my cold because today my eyes are not running like they were or have been. So I guess that's a good thing. One more thing off my plate is always a good thing. And y'all, I got up this morning and it was, I think it was 39 degrees this morning when I got up. It felt amazing. As of yet, it was 62 in my house. So I'm not having to cut any kind of heat or anything on yet. And I don't like cutting heat on until it gets about 50 in my house. I can always just throw more clothes on, which I'd rather do. I mean, what's the point of making all these quilts if you're not going to use them? And that is my goal. I broke out one of my quilts this morning and kind of sat in my chair and trying to figure out, make myself believe that it's going to be an amazing day, which that's what I shoot for. I shoot for an amazing day every day. Some days our bodies don't agree with it, but my mindset is it's going to be an amazing day. So let me just kind of give you some input on what's still going on. The runny eyes has stopped, which is very good. But now I have chapped lips. If it's not one thing, it's another. But the chapped lips, I'm just keeping everything moisturized real good. And nose. My nose is still hurting. But I'm in the sewing room, so hopefully that's going to make everything so much better. Overall, I'm feeling better. I just kind of have, this going on. The cough is almost gone. And the sneezing, I'm still having a few bouts of that, but that should go away hopefully pretty soon. I'm still having a rough time with the medicine. That is my biggest problem right now. But overall, guys, I want to thank you all for all your get well soons. They really do mean a lot. I'm so happy to have so many people that wish me well and care enough to wish me well. It does make my day. And I just hope anyone else out there, because I had several people tell me that they're dealing with this as well. I hope y'all get well too, because it's no fun. This time of year, you just really want to enjoy the simple things of nature, or I do. I want to be able to go outside, and I'm going to attempt that today. Doing a little something outside, because with these temps, you know, it's gotten below 50, so it's time for me to go pull the pepper plants out. Because they're not going to do anything else now. Now that it's gotten below 50. I'm sure that has stunted anything that it was going to do. And I don't think we're going to have any more. Yeah. It's not going to stay these temps. And I know that. But I don't think it's going to get up to 90 and stay there long enough for whatever is on my pepper plants to mature. So I'm just going to go ahead and possibly, if I feel like I can do it, I don't know yet. So guys, I'm just sitting here talking and I'm making this hourglass block for you. I'm going to press and trim and we'll see what this looks like. So now we have our 2 hourglass blocks trimmed. They're pressed and trimmed. So our next step, okay, so we layer an O square and an M square. And this one here, we are going to sew 1/4 of an inch from the center on the diagonal. Once again, talking to myself so I don't forget what step I have to do. And I don't try to get too many steps ahead. Like, if I can do this one and then maybe there's another one I can do so I can do chain stitching, I don't do that. I like to get one step at a time done. So, especially right now, so I am not confusing myself because that would be so easy for me to do. And then what I'm going to do is trim this on the center and press these out. And we're making 2 of them. But before I do that, it looks like we're going to do the same thing with Q and T. So let's just go on and get those. So we're just going to make both of these at the same time so I can cut and press and trim all at the same time. Now I did go ahead and do my diagonals before starting recording. That way they're already here and I don't have to take a lot of time to do that because I don't show y'all that normally anyway. I trim that out. So this way I'm not having to take extra time to trim out. Now we have these 2 sets of half square triangles. So let's see, we have an M and it tells me I'm not going to use all of my M's. So I am going to assume one of those is going in my scrap bin. We're making 1 of these. So one of these. I'm having to talk to myself, guys, because I'm making a half pinwheel unit. And I'm having to make sure to get all of my fabrics out that I need to make this because it uses like 4 different pieces. Okay. And we're making 1. Oh, it looks like I am going to have to press this open. Yeah, you have to press these to assemble. And don't be afraid to press if you're putting other pieces together because it just makes them go together so much better. Now I'm checking out my time and it looks like this block may take us a little bit longer to do. Because I'm already at 30 minutes and I don't know, maybe I am like right on track, but I don't feel like I've got much of anything done on this. I don't know, but maybe I do and just don't realize it. Okay, now I have that 1/2, what's it called? A half pinwheel unit completed. So now, well, I'm already to assembling. I guess I was further than I realized. So now we are going to start assembling the blocks, or the block. I'm going to pull me a little extra thread out there, so if I need to pull it through this seam, I can do it. Doing that scant 1/4 inch. And I think this time I am going to kind of do a chain sewing or whatever they call that. Whatever that's called, where you just a continuous. Now this one may prove to be a little difficult here. I was going to continuous stitch these, but I'm going ahead and taking these two off and doing my third one. So my third row, and y'all, these are actually, this is pretty quick, which is, I don't know. I don't know why I'm shocked or surprised by it, because they've always seemed to have been fairly, you know, quick work. Or getting to the assembly part. Now, once I have to start putting them pedestals on down there, I'm not going to say that's quick work, because I have to fold, press, and all that to do it, to get them to come out anywhere near close. I don't know. Those get me. Maybe I'll figure out an easier way to do it. Just right now, I have not. You know, and my seams actually nest for these two blocks right here, or these two squares. I love this fabric line. It's Shoreline. It is so beautiful. I love these blues and greens together. Okay, so now I have the 3 rows together. So I'm going to press and be right back. So now what we are doing is assembling our rows. And I have a lower piece, a small piece that I have to put on the bottom here. So I am nesting all of my seams. I did press to where they would nest to, you know, eliminate the bulk. Now we're putting our 3rd row on, and we will nest these seams as well. So I am going to go ahead and put my last row on. It is just like a sashing piece, and it's going to go on the very bottom. Oh, and I have a piece I have to put on the side as well. But we do the bottom one first. Let's see if we can get this on here. Okay, I've got that started on there. So now what I will do is match up this bottom corner, and then just make sure everything stays even on the edge. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and press this so I can put my sashing to the right side of this. So just hang with me and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I will put the other sashing over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is press this out, and I do need to trim it to the correct size. So now we have our Ohio Star first. This is the first part of the assembly. So we use a B and I believe an I. And we are going to sew these two together, right sides facing. And we're going to do them 1/4 of an inch away from the... And guys, if there was a skip there, my camera went to a software update and it cut my camera off. I hope there wasn't a skip. But we are making 2 half square triangles here of this one. Let me cut it apart and trim it up. So now we have our little half square triangles. And what we are going to do is add, I think I have 1. of these. Yes. We are going to assemble a sashing piece. And how we are going to assemble that sashing piece, we're going to take one strip here and add a little solid square L. And to the right side of the L, we're going to add one of the half square triangles. So now what I'm going to do is make the next sashing, and it is using a C. And this time I think I am going to sew the two pieces together first, the two small pieces, and then sew that to see if that's any different. I don't know if it's any different or not, but we're going to see. So now we are attaching the two small pieces to the longer strip to make our sashing. So now I am going to press these two and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have both of my sashings done. So we are going to take them and add them to our block. I have to set my block the direction that my picture shows, so I can make sure to put these in the correct location. So our next one is going to go on the left side of our block. Going to nest those. So now I have my top and side sashing on in that cream color. So now let's work on the blue sashing. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm pausing here, but my nose just went crazy. So our top sashing, it shows us doing our left side sashing first. So let's do that. So we have a K and an E, and I will put an E on the bottom. Now I'm also going to go on and do my top sashing because I believe it is a longer piece. So now what I will do is add the left side sashing first, and it looks like we do have a seam that comes together right here. It's not necessarily nesting, but I'm going to pin it together because I know that is supposed to go together. Yeah, I'm making sure that's what it does. I'm going to turn it around and do it on the other side here. And now we are going to attach our top sashing on. I'm going to try to get that seam to nest there. It's not nesting, it's just going side by side there. So I pin that seam. And y'all, I see an error in my thing here. I've got that turned the wrong direction. My debate is, do I want to take out that or just leave it? I better take it out because I'll know it's there and it will irritate me, but I'm not taking the whole thing out. I'm just taking that one block out. And I will figure out how to get it to all come together in the end. So I'm not going to bring you guys along for all of the correction right here. Just know it happened, and I even said pay attention to the thing. And what gets me is when it goes up and down. I don't know why, but I can't seem to get that part directionally challenged when it comes to that. So literally, I'm only taking this one block out. I'm not undoing the whole rows. I'm going to just flip the block, sew it back in where it needs to be sewn back in, and press it. Got it fixed. It didn't take too long either. Just had to take that one piece out, flip it, and hey, we're good. So now let's move to our next one. I believe our next. So now we're on to assembling our pedestals and our feet. And what we will do is take one of our large squares and our remaining blue square, and we are to put right sides together. That's hard to do with this white, y'all. That white is just so hard for me to see because it has polka dots on it. It has white on white polka dots. So that is why it's hard for me to see. But we are just going to stitch on the diagonal. So now all we're doing is sewing on this diagonal to make our pedestals. And what we will do is trim away from the seam here, and I will be right back. After you get that sewn together, you will cut it in half so you have 2 pedestal pieces. And the other square, you have 2 of these. You will just cut this one also in half, and that will be your top part of your square. So I have my 2 top pieces and my 2 bottom pieces. So now we are just going to be putting them on. And I'm going to tell y'all, in the past I've done this wrong every time. And you are supposed to put the top left, bottom right on at the same time, apparently. And I've always done top, bottom, bottom. And that's not right, apparently. And when putting these on, in order for me to center it, what I do is I fold my triangle in half and hit it up with the press. And I do the same to the tops. What I do is I fold it in half and then fold it in half again. And I hit the center and the outside pieces. Okay, so now that I've got all my pressing and marking done there, to make this a little easier, I've got to turn my basket the right way. And I get my first piece, and I find, now that I have that pressed in, all I have to do is lay that on there, mark that center, or pin that center that's marked. And then what I do is I come down here and pin that point in place at the center also. Now my pieces don't always come out perfect triangles, but I don't worry about it too much, as long as the end result is what I need it to be. So we are going to sew that top left on, and then we will get to the bottom right. I wonder what it's going to look like if I do it the right way one time. We're going to try to do the bottom pedestal. Let me get it turned the correct direction. This is just the easiest way that I have found to put these on. I pressed them the wrong way. I pressed them towards the right side instead of the wrong side, but that's okay. It all still works. I could still pin it and pin that. Make sure that center doesn't move. As we are getting close to being done with our Ohio, is it called Ohio Star Basket Block? I think it's what it's called. And I believe we probably have about, looks like an hour and a half, close to 2 hours maybe. Hour and 45 minutes, somewhere in there. think that's about the average time to do one of these blocks is about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So now I need to do the top right and bottom left. Now our top right, we're going to put right sides together. Let me make sure I did the same thing on this one. I pressed it towards the right sides together instead of pressing the wrong sides together. Okay, so now let's do the bottom, what is it? Bottom left pedestal. Since everything is already pressed out, we're good to go on this. Now, if you don't know what the Pieceful Baskets is, it is like a block of the month through the it is a block of the month through Fat Quarter Shop Sew Sampler. If you would like to do this, I know you do not have to order the Sew Sampler box. After the box has been released, maybe the month after the box has been released, you can order the pattern, or you could get the Sew Sampler box and get it with a bunch of goodies each month. Fat Quarter Shop's link is down in the description. I am not an affiliate. They do not sponsor me. This is just one of the subscription boxes that I do really enjoy getting. And I don't mind sharing it with people because I know there's absolutely fabulous items in it. Now, is every box for everybody? No, it's not. Every box is not going to be for everyone. I have come across a few boxes that weren't really to my taste, but they're all fabulous things in them. Let me press this and we will see how the block has turned out. Well, friends, our basket is completed. This is the Ohio, let me see what it is. It's the Ohio Star Basket Block, block number 6. Block number 6 for the Fat Quarter Shop's Pieceful Baskets Quilt Along. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed. Please give me a thumbs up if you have not yet. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye.